Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Devastated Savannah Chrisley had party planned for Julie's homecoming. Savannah Chrisley is devastated after she had a welcome home party planned for her mother, Julie Chrisley. It seems that she thought she was going to get out of prison, however, that was not the case. This is a difficult time for their family. Savannah has made it clear that she will not stop fighting for her parents' freedom. Keep reading to find out more about this. Todd and Julie Chrisley in prison. Todd and Julie Chrisley are currently in federal prison. This is for tax evasion and fraud. Fans were shocked to hear this when it happened. However, their family has been fighting for their freedom since the day they were arrested. Julie Chrisley got a resentencing hearing. This was due to them having insufficient evidence. However, the hearing did not go as they had hoped. She was sentenced to the same amount of time. Her family was hoping that their mother would get released early. Unfortunately, that was not going to happen. Savannah Chrisley is devastated. Savannah Chrisley is devastated after her mother's hearing. Unfortunately, Savannah had planned a party for her mother. Savannah's family wants her to tone down a bit when it comes to publicly speaking about the case. However, that is not going to happen. She will continue to fight for her parents' freedom. It seems that her family thinks she is doing too much publicly with this case. However, Savannah has made it clear that she is going to be transparent with her fans. Even though her family told her to cool down, fans do not see her listening anytime soon. Savannah Chrisley stood in the middle of the living room, staring at the perfectly laid out decorations, her fingers nervously twisting the hem of her dress. Balloons of soft pastel shades floated above her, ribbons gently cascading down, catching the light from the crystal chandelier. The soft glow of fairy lights twinkled along the walls, and the table was set with Julie's favorite dishes: her grandmother's recipe for sweet potato casserole, honey-glazed ham, and the strawberry cake that always brought a smile to her face. Everything was ready, down to the smallest detail. But the room felt empty, hollow, like a celebration frozen in time. Savannah's heart sank as she took it all in. This was supposed to be a day of joy. The day her mother, Julie Chrisley, would finally come home after months of heartbreak and separation. Savannah had poured her soul into planning this party. It wasn't just a homecoming, it was a symbol of hope, of a family reuniting after what felt like an eternity of turmoil. Julie had been gone for too long, locked away behind cold, unfeeling walls. Savannah had visited, written letters, and kept her spirit alive, but nothing could replace the warmth of having her mother by her side. The bond between them was unshakable, a connection that had carried Savannah through the darkest days. Today was supposed to be the end of that nightmare, the moment they could finally exhale and put the past behind them. Savannah had imagined this day over and over in her mind. She had envisioned the look on her mother's face when she walked through the front door, the tears of relief, the hugs that would last forever. She had dreamed of the laughter that would fill the room, the sound of their voices mingling with the music in the background, and the joy of simply being together again. But now, as the clock ticked away, her excitement was tinged with dread. There had been a delay again. The system, cold and unyielding, had decided that Julie would not be released today. Not yet. It was a gut-wrenching blow, one that Savannah had feared but hadn't wanted to face. She had spent the last few days trying to convince herself that everything would be fine, that her mother would walk through that door today, that they would finally have their moment. The phone call had come just an hour ago. Savannah's hands had shaken as she listened to the voice on the other end, delivering the news with practiced indifference. "There's been a delay. We're not sure when she'll be released, but it won't be today." Those words had felt like a punch to the stomach, knocking the wind out of her. Savannah had tried to argue, to plead for answers, but there was nothing she could do. The decision had been made, and her mother was still stuck, trapped in a world that wasn't her own. Tears pricked at Savannah's eyes as she looked around the room again. The decorations, the food, the cake, everything felt meaningless now. What was supposed to be a celebration had turned into a painful reminder of how fragile hope could be. She had worked so hard to make this day special, to give her mother something to look forward to, and now it felt like the universe was playing a cruel joke on them. She thought about her mom. Julie had always been the strong one, the one who held the family together through thick and thin. Even in the face of adversity, Julie never let the world see her crumble. Savannah had inherited that strength, but right now she felt it slipping away, like sand between her fingers. The Chrisleys had been through so much: scandal, public scrutiny, the painful separation. Savannah had learned to wear her own armor, but this was different. This was personal. She had planned this party not just for her mother, but for herself too. It was a beacon of hope, a reminder that life could go back to normal, that their family could heal. A soft knock on the door broke Savannah from her thoughts. She turned, wiping away a stray tear, trying to pull herself together. It was her brother, Chase. He stood in the doorway, his expression mirroring her own devastation. He stepped inside, his eyes scanning the room before they landed on his sister. "I just heard," Chase said quietly, his voice thick with emotion. "I'm so sorry, Savannah." Savannah nodded, swallowing the lump in her throat. "I don't know what to do, Chase. I had everything planned. I wanted it to be perfect for her, and now..." Her voice broke, and she turned away, unable to finish the sentence. Chase crossed the room and pulled her into a hug. "It's not your fault. None of this is. Mom knows how much you love her. She'll understand. I wanted her to walk in and see all of this," Savannah said, her voice muffled against Chase's shoulder. "I wanted her to feel happy, to know that we're all here waiting for her." "She will," Chase assured her. "Just not today. But that doesn't mean we give up. We'll have this party, Savannah. Maybe not right now, but we will. And when she does come home, it'll be just as special as you imagined." Savannah pulled back and looked at him, her eyes brimming with tears. "You really think so?" "I know so," Chase said with a small smile. "Mom's tough. She'll get through this, and when she does, we'll be right here, waiting with open arms." Savannah nodded, feeling a flicker of hope reignite in her chest. The pain of the delay still stung, but Chase was right. This wasn't the end. It was just another hurdle, one they would face together like they always had. As Savannah looked around the room one last time, she made a silent promise to herself. This party would happen, maybe not today, but someday soon. And when it did, it would be everything her mother deserved, and more. Savannah Chrisley had spent months planning the perfect homecoming for her mother, Julie Chrisley. Every detail had been meticulously thought out, from the grand decorations to the surprise guests to the catered Southern comfort food that her mom loved. Savannah knew how much her mother adored celebrations, and after everything their family had been through, this was supposed to be a moment of joy and relief, a beacon of hope after a long storm. Julie had been away for what felt like an eternity, and the Chrisley family had been living in a state of limbo, enduring the scrutiny of the media, the weight of legal battles, and the ever-present hole left by her absence. Savannah's life, which once revolved around glamorous outings and fun-filled family gatherings, had turned into a relentless struggle to keep her head above water. But now, with her mother's homecoming on the horizon, she had something to look forward to, something to celebrate, something to smile about again. She envisioned it all. The lavish party in the sprawling backyard of their Georgia estate, adorned with twinkling lights strung between trees, tables covered with white linens, and centerpieces overflowing with vibrant magnolias and hydrangeas. The smell of barbecue would waft through the air, mingling with the laughter of family and close friends. Her mom would be so touched by the effort, so surprised, so moved. And for a few precious hours, they could all forget about the chaos of the past year. They could be a family again.